On, Don Mattingly gave the Yankees the lead. He KOs Mr. Spalding. A two-run blast. New York is up 3-1. In the third, it is 4-1 Yankees when Cleveland's Ron Monpa Kittle hits a souvenir to right. The score is now cut to 4-3. But in the fourth, score tied. Julio Franco steps up, and what do you think he does? Boom! A two-run homer. The final score, Cleveland knocks off New York 7-5.
Tonight, Ron Kittle was the big man for Cleveland. He strokes a single out into the outfield. That scores a run. It put Cleveland ahead 1-0 at that point. Then Kittle again, a home run to the opposite field using his strength. Kittle knocked in 4 runs on the night. The Cleveland Indians.
Game with Cleveland was finished. Lou Piniella firmly in place as Yankee manager, and Billy Five now laid to rest. It was a journeyman pitcher for the Cleveland Indians who stole the Bronx spotlight. Doug Jones had a 10-year minor league career, and he had yet to complete a full major league season. He was celebrating his birthday today, and at the same time looking for a major league record, something you wouldn't expect for someone who had such an unheroic career. Early on here, Don Mattingly against Tom Candiotti. That's gone 4-1. Candiotti didn't get an out in the first inning, gave up 4 earned runs, but Ron Kittle hurt the Yankees in the third. Kittle against former teammate Rich Dotson sends this one back, his 11th home.
And darn, those sunflower seed startables still can't get that bag open. Next bagger up, Jim Presley takes Floyd Bannister deep to left field. Way back. Something with the Yankees, which have fallen from first place and seen the perfunctory managerial change take place. You know about that. Martin's out, and Sweet Lou's back in. Bottom of the first, man on, game tied at 1 of the year. You'd think he'd have more at this stage of the game. Top of the fourth, Julio Franco.
Not quite a full moon, but it might as well have been for the Rocket Man. Trouble in the first inning. Eddie Murray, who's come on as of late, sends this one way back. The deepest part of the park bounces off the 420 sign in the triangle. Ripken scores 1-0 Orioles. Second inning, Rocket facing Jim Traber. Looks like he pops his up, but it's over top of Evans' head. Ground rule.
So the Twins have 1 run back. One batter later, Greg Gagne, his 8th of the year. And with a man aboard, the Twins are only down 2 runs. Tony calls the bullpen, and here in the 8th inning, should have made the call earlier because Randy Bush touching Gene Nelson, his 7th of the year, and this game is tied at 5-5 into the 9th inning when the Twins explode. Dan Gladden had been hit. This one takes Rick Honeycutt to right. San Javier can't get it. Mark Davidson comes in. Steve Lombardozzi comes in. 6 9th inning runs against Tony La Russa's club. And the final 11-5. The Twins have won 13 of 18. They're now 5 back. Gaetti was 3 for 5. Keith Atherton and Mark Portugal held the A's hitless after the 4th inning. The third-place Royals in the Kingdome for batting practice, except it was Mariner batting practice. Jim Presley, oh boy, Floyd Bannister knew it immediately. It was 2-0 when he hit the ball. It was 4-0 when it lands on the seats out by Bellingham. Bannister serves up another one with 2 on to Mickey Brantley. This is the 4th inning, Mickey's 12th of the year, and it is 7 to Seattle, which is about all the room that Mike Moore needed on the night. He had been exiled to the bullpen, but had his best start of the year. His first victory as a starting pitcher, Mike Moore, since April 20th. No walks, 7 strikeouts, and now it's KC's turn to slump. They've lost 6 of 7. The final was 7-0. The Mariners had scored 15 runs in losing 9 of 10 prior games, busting out on the night. Down in Anaheim, the Angels hosting the Brewers, tied at 1 in the 5th. Bill Schroeder takes Chuck Finley out towards the Pluto lot, his 2nd of the year. Now the Brewers have a 2-1 lead. So the call went to Dan Plesac to protect a 3-1 lead for the Brewhouse, but George Cooper in front of Robin Yount. Here comes Wally Joyner, here comes Brian Downing, and there's a tie game of 3 apiece into the 11th inning. Hendrick is out at 2nd, but we're in extra innings with 2 outs, and Paul Molitor. Little bit of a flare to right. That scores Rob Deere. They got another run and hold off a bases-loaded situation with a run in the bottom of that inning in the 11th for a 5-4 victory. Paul Mirabella went 1 1/3 to get that win. Milwaukee 6 stolen bases for a club record, and that final again 5-4. The Rangers, Charlie Huff with a 6th complete game of the year. Curtis Wilkerson knocked.
He would have to toil and sweat to get number 4. It was a very, very close game. Top of the first. The bases are loaded. No score. Mike Marshall, a hard ground to shortstop. Great diving stop by Barry Larkin. He throws it over Jeff Treadway's head, though, and Steve Sachs and Frankie Stubbs score 2-0 in favor of the Blue Crew. Bottom of the first inning, 2 on. Eric Davis, a line shot up the middle. Sachs with a diving catch to double up Dave Collins. Top of the 5th, 4-0 Dodgers. Stubbs a deep drive to left center field, but Davis goes back. Leaps. Can he get it? No. It goes on over the stripe. The home run. And in the 8th inning, Pete Rose gets kind of lobbed himself by Joe West, the umpire. Keeping his hands behind his back, though. Don't want to touch anybody now, do we, Pete? Remember that 30-day unpaid vacation. In the 8th, two batters later, one on. Concepcion, a little pop fly to short right. Marshall with that graceful catch out there. He does hang on, and L.A. hangs on to win it by a final count of 5-3. The Reds now are in 4th place. They have now lost 4 of their last 5 games and have slipped 7.5 behind the pace-setting L.A. crew. Now, Kelly Downs has decided to drop that non-support suit against his teammates. They scored some runs for him in Houston tonight, where Nolan Ryan, he was hot early on, strikes out the side in the 2nd, Aldretti, Mitchell, and then Uribe. But, you know, he's okay throwing to the plate. It's going to the bases that gives him problems. Top of the 3rd, he loses his grip right there. Kelly Downs had laid down the bunt, and that thing's way into the dugout on the 3rd base side. 2-0 Giants. Next batter up, Brett Butler. He bunts. Ryan's right there, but look at him gun that baby right past first base and into the other dugout. 3-0 Giants. They go on to win it by a final count of 11 offensively. Ryan, though, is still looking for his 100th win in an Astros uniform. This was his 5th crack at it, and he hasn't won a game since May 29th. And it was Atlanta's Peter Smith winning for the first time in a couple of months against San Diego. Eric Schau was touched for early damage. One more precious few. It takes lots of in-depth analysis to arrive at our final verdict, so we flipped a coin. We came up with this. It is a good one, though. Wrigley Field in Chicago. Gary Carter's to plate for the Mets, facing Frank Pepino. And look at the catch by Dave Martinez. He stretched all the way out. He is now an inch taller than he was. A pat on the rump from Sean Dunston, and why not? That was a terrific catch. He's coming. It's a lot easier to dive when you got natural grass to land on, and when you know you're going to be our play of the day.
Play of the Day brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you.